off your television sets. Turn them off now. Turn them off right now. Turn them off and leave them off. Turn them off right in the middle of the sentence I'm speaking to you now. Turn them off.
Hola, greetings, konnichiwa, bonjour, hello, how you doing? All that good stuff. It is Magditas. Magditas is I, and I also have Helen here because we are here to recap another week of what is Whitney doing and what is Sunday
What
wearing.
is Sunny wearing?
Every week, it's the same old, same old, same old. Yeah.
Yes.
But we got Hope back this week. We love Hope.
Yes.
We do.
We love Hope.
And speaking of, what are your general impressions of the episode, my dear?
General impressions are that I really hope that something big is coming in the next two, because what are they doing? First of all. Secondly, I'm so happy for Hope. I look, as much as it seems like I do not believe in love, because if you know me, it may seem that way. If you don't know me, it also might seem that way. But I do. If you find happiness and you are happy right now, who are me to take that away from you? Whether I think it's not going to last or not is immaterial, because you're happy right now. And I want you to continue to be as happy right now, or as long as right now lasts. And that's what I
moments.
believe.
It's the moments that matter, you know. I too am very happy for Hope. I like that they explained it in a way that said, I was a person who had these things and had all this stuff mapped out and had all these thoughts about how things are supposed to go. But then love came and smacked me in the face, and none of that mattered. So if nothing else, it's kind of showing us that Hope might legit be in, enamored love, not just agape with the love of Christ, but full out romantic, what they call it, manic pixie romance girl love.
Yes.
That's what she is.
Yes. And I believe she is. And I believe, like, there was one little monologue part where Hope had her thing. She was kind of talking to all of the girls, I believe, where she was like, I've never done anything like this before, but it presented itself, like you said, it smacked me in the face, and now I'm going to do it. And that was kind of, it didn't feel like a jab to Whitney, but it felt like Whitney took it as a jab, because Whitney was hating. She hated off the bat. And I think that hate came from not, I'm mad that you're in love, or I'm mad that you're doing this because I was supposed to be married and blah, blah. It came from a place of, I see that you took a chance and did the thing you wanted to do, not the thing that you thought you had to do. And I'm jealous of that. I think that's what Whitney's jealous of.
You know what it is? It's light slut shaming. And I'm comparing the two because younger Magditas was a different Magditas. And I was very much a very straight-laced, well-behaved young woman. And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not angry at myself for being that way. But there's a part of you, or a part of me, that felt like that was the way you had to be successful, to be happy, to be in love, and for things to go a certain way. So as that person living this risk-free life, to see people doing it differently and then succeeding, and not only succeeding, doing things leaps and bounds better than I was, it feels personal, and it shouldn't, because if nothing else, it teaches you whatever you're doing, you need to do it because it's what you want to do. And I'm not going to go into a purity culture, Christianity, all of that stuff, because I don't want anybody to take it there. But that's a big part of it too. By the way, I'm tight with Jesus. I want everybody to know that, like, we are tight. But you grow, after a while, and you realize that whatever I do, if I'm saying I'm doing it because it's the right thing to do, is for Jesus or whatever else, then do that. But if the one time you say you're doing this thing and it doesn't go the way you thought it should, and you immediately say, well, God, I did it because you said, well, then that means you didn't do it for the right reason anyway. You were doing it because on some level you wanted to feel superior to other people. And I think that's where Whitney is. I don't even think she's doing it maliciously. I really don't. I think she's just been raised in this way, like so much so that they sent her on a path. And even when she went on her own path, she still wants to look back and blame them, her parents, and say that y'all are the reason I'm this way. When in actuality, she just is who she is. And doing your due diligence as a best friend, I give her kudos for that, because that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to say, hey, you're not doing this because something's happening. Are you under duress? Is he threatening you in any way? Are you afraid of something? What you don't do is insert yourself, though.
Is she doing this because of me? I almost turned my TV on.
Helen, did you cut your hair because you saw that mine was short and you wanted to prove that you don't care about long hair? Was it me? Like, no, girl, I cut my hair because I wanted to. And it's cute. Like, I want Whitney to discover what type of person she is. And if she is the same person that she is now, then take it, though. Like, say, this is me, this is Whitney, and it's fine, because some people are like her. Some people are selfish and they are, bougie, and that's fine, because we all probably love somebody like that. And it just is what it is. But we can't be all the same people. So they're needed in the ecosystem. However, I want her to take that and say, well, that's me, but that doesn't mean that that's everybody. Right. And it's amazing to me that Renee was the one, because, Renee and Hope were like oil and water in the beginning.
Right.
And then they kind of flipped into like, oh, you know what? I actually, like she told, I actually kind of like you. But that's because Hope, if you pay attention, if people really pay attention, Hope has always been Hope from day one. Like, she was bougie, she was this, but she never said, I am going to be anything other than who I am. And she is. And they learn to love her for that, because that's who she is.
Right.
And she's great. Now, this man, though, has like got her to let her hair down, and she walking around barefoot, and she's happy. And why would you ever want to hate on somebody that happy?
Why?
Even if it's dumb, like you said, like,
because you're
even
miserable.
if it's stupid, like, because you could say in a sidebar, Helen, she know this dude 4 months. Ain't no way, 4 months. But we don't say that to her when she's getting married Saturday. We say, hey, you sure? You sure? All right, well, where do you go get my dress? We going to Kohl's?
Okay. Right. I'm not going to Kohl's.
Look like we're going to Kohl's. I mean, that's just what it is.
Somebody gave me Kohl's cash one time, and I did not go to Kohl's.
Kohl's has some good deals now, okay?
Get your children's Kohl's. But every time I go in there, I get mad, okay? I get mad.
It's chaotic. It's kind of disorganized chaos. But, whatever. If you can find something, if that's your jam, Kohl's is the place to be. She met him in Tulum, though?
She met him in Tulum. And Renee knew about some of the happenings in Tulum. Like, I like that Renee has been there, but then she was sitting there, she was like, oh, I didn't know that part. I didn't know about that. Right. Like,
well, that's new.
But she was aware, which also brings us to like the level of friendship where somebody need to know where you at and what you're doing at all times, right? Like, you can't just be out here acting in the wild and nobody that you know knows what it is that you're doing. Like, that's the thing. Like, you got to have somebody. And this is why it's good to have more than one person in the group.
You can't do that at home. So you definitely can't do that on vacation. Like, right. We don't even know these people. At home, I could call somebody and say, hey, do you know somebody that lives in Tuskegee? Because we were visiting and now my friend is missing. The last place I saw was this place. Can you call your friends and look out for her? I don't know nobody in Tulum. So we gotta make sure that this is, like you said, we came together, we leave together, or we know who you're leaving with. Like, you're an adult, fine. But like you said, let us get a picture of him, some ID, something. Worst case scenario, we can tell the authorities. I don't know where she at now, but she left with this person. So start here. Right.
Right. I do think it's fast. Go ahead.
Do you think she is really, I won't say over it, because of course we're just not over it. Do you think she's gonna let it go? Or is she gonna bring it up again? Okay. I hope so too. I think she will. Because I mean, what else can she do? She actually got married. Like, that happened. So
they kissed immediately.
I mean, it's over.
Best wedding ever.
Yeah. We in and we out. You do, they do, y'all. Clap. Let's roll. Like, they had somewhere to be. Clearly. So we can jump right to Jason because Sandy's there, but she's just kind of sprinkled this episode. We don't really have to talk about her. But Renee, okay. This is what I think. I could be wrong. But you know how like a show starts and there's a character that was only supposed to be around for a couple episodes and the audience was like, no, I really like them. So they write them in for more time. It feels like that's what they did for Jason. And I'm not sure, like maybe this was always the plan for her to like get divorced and then they come back. I don't know. I'm taking full credit. Okay. Because I am on to keep Jason around. No, I'm kidding. But I do it feels like that's what they did. Like they meant to write him off and then they were like, well, never mind, because it was so extreme, right? If they were going to keep him around, have him do something more forgivable. Because again, stealing, we're gonna say this till we blew in the face. Stealing from somebody, especially your spouse, is one of those things that's kind of like, I don't know if I can trust you ever again, because if you are in a relationship, a partnership, a marriage, trust is paramount. Like, it's huge. And it would be different if he did the thing and then Renee just got mad about it. But the fact that he wasn't telling her lets you know that he knew it was wrong. And that's the part that just doesn't sit right with me. And I just hate that was the thing. Like, I wish I don't know. If she can get over it, I guess I can too. Whatever. Right. But
I'm not gonna get over it. But if she does, that's fine.
Yeah, and then they're writing it, and they're making it like she is almost the bad guy, and I don't like that part. And I won't say the bad guy, but like the way they're showing how he had been supportive of her this whole time, like everything she wanted to do, he supported. Every single thing she wanted, he backed her up, no questions asked, 150%. And then it makes it seem like the one thing he wanted to do that he told her he wanted to do the day he met her, she didn't support. And I don't like that.
That's not how it happened. That's not how it happened at all.
That's not how they presented it to us.
He told her after the fact. She found out, I guess. He didn't even tell her, right? She found out. Like,
because money was missing, right?
Yeah, my money's, where is my money, Jason? No, thank you. I the way that they are bringing him back or whatever and making her realize that she's still in love with him, and it was beautiful. Okay, it was cute. It was,
we love a montage.
We know I'm not Team Jason, but it was nice. It was nice. But also you can be in love with somebody, or you can love somebody, or you can have strong feelings for somebody and still not want to be with them. Also, their divorce is not even, is it starting?
I don't even know if she filed.
Right. Like, so at this point, they're still married. If they, like, I think this makes me think that this was the plan all along, because the divorce has not even been filed. She's getting this time to cool off. And she's realizing he is the one for me, right? I'm gonna stick beside him. But that parallels with what I said about Whitney and Ola having the conversation at the end. Like, don't come over here all cooled off now, because you called it off. You know what I'm saying? Like, if Renee had gone through with the divorce and did it and got the paper signed in 90 days, judge, bang, is done, I'd feel the same way. Like, if you went all the way through with all of this closure and ending, don't come back after you cool down, because you had an opportunity to do that first, and you didn't take it. You didn't want it, so don't come back over with it.
I'm a little more forgiving on that front, because I am I'm impulsive when it comes to that. When it comes to breakups, because I am not a person who likes to what do you young kids call it? Spin the block. That's not my thing. You millennials. The millennials call it spinning the block. I am not a person who likes to do that. So when I've decided that we're breaking up, I like a clean break. However, I'm also a person that breaks up for a long time. In the past, I haven't broken up with anybody in a decade. But you know what I mean? Like, in the relationships I've had, we were breaking up long before it actually happened. Like it took a long time. So when it was actually like the day where I said, D, this is it. Look at yourself. Don't do this again.
You were done.
Then I was done, and I had to be done. And to be done, you got to break up with everybody, right? Like I broke up with everybody, and eventually they all came back around because it was like, okay, hey, let's not be stupid. But I had to.
Right.
It was what everybody needed, and we came out better for it. So I'm thinking that was what Ola was trying to do. However, his relationship was much different than mine, to a point where I wasn't engaged to this person. Right? Like we'd been together for a while, true, but like this wasn't the person that was going to be my life partner. I didn't buy a condo with this person. I didn't travel however many different residencies with my career with this person. So he is hurt. He is angry. He made it clear we are never getting back together. And the come to Jesus after that does feel unnecessary if you really mean we're not getting back together. Because let's just not.
Because now you're on a date with my barista who calling my order all in public. Like, don't.
Why would you do that? Don't do that. Don't do that. And then them seeing each other in public is just like they keep running to each other, which is weird. Because how small is Harlem?
I mean, it's not small, but it's not huge. Like if you're doing things you like, I guess you have your spots, right? So I guess.
So like
my spots, if we're being honest, though. Like,
and I think that's what happened. That's what it seemed like happened. But what are the odds they'll be there the same day at the same time? You know. But anyway, it happened, right? Whatever. I hope Whitney takes what Hope says and really thinks about it, because, like you mentioned, there was no part of me that believed Hope was taking a jab at Whitney. Hope was taking a jab at old Hope, who happened to be just like Whitney. Right. And that was the problem. Like, she was really talking about herself, and Whitney just saw herself in old Hope. And new Hope is like, hey, the point is, you don't have to do these things or go this way or have the wedding at this place, because think about how stressed all of wedding planning is a lot. Like even if you have never been married, most people have been around somebody that's been married or been in a wedding or is going to be at some point in your life. If you got friends, it is just what it is, or relatives, whatever. Or you've seen the TV shows, and that's one thing movies make they're pretty accurate, because sometimes it is ridiculous, like they go off the wall, but that's how it is.
It'd be stressful.
So Hope is like, for what? Why? I'm just gonna go grab this dress. And when her dress wasn't ready, even all of them were like, I would have lost my shit. Even Renee, like, I would be losing my mind. But Hope was like, yeah, I could, or I'll just roll my clothes, get this dress and not stress about it. And that's what she did. And it was so refreshing to see, though, like to see people who live, I won't say carefree lives, because you should care about things. You should.
Right.
But to not stress, like my husband, Jonathan, the love of my life, best person I know, is the most calm person ever. And I asked him one time, like, how do you just not worry? And I wasn't even trying to be funny, because of course he has concerns, but like the worry part, it's like, and he's just like, but I mean, because for what? And even the answer was worryless, which pissed me off. So we stopped talking about it. But the point is, I just wish I had that kind of temperament. And I think that's why I gravitate towards people who do, you gravitate towards people who have what you don't. Yeah. Y'all are just like, right. And again, it's not worry free. Of course, there are times where you freak out, right? Because you're a human being. But in the grand scheme, it's like, okay, I scratched my car the other day. I immediately, this is ruined my day. Let me look how much it's going to cost. He's like, I got it. And he went and got some stuff and buffed it out, because the car wasn't scratched. It transferred to the car. My brain didn't even think about that. My brain immediately went to, how many thousands of dollars am I out of? For what? For what? And that is exactly what Hope was saying, though. You did all of that, and why? Because now Did that help anything? No. Did it make things worse? Absolutely. You stressed out for what? Because either way, you're going to get it fixed. So just
or not.
Fixed. Or not. or not. Or not. See, this is why I'm telling y'all.
It's not the end of the world, and nobody died.
Didn't even cross my mind. Like the thought of not getting it fixed didn't even register. Like it was not a thing. It was in how many days will it take to get it fixed? Never thought of how not to, because it did not affect the performance of my vehicle at all. At all. Like, but I never thought about it like that. So it's like Whitney, I think, needs to lean into that. And even if she can't find it in herself, she can get it from her girls. And I guess Renee is kind of like that, but she doesn't really look at Renee for that. She always goes to Sandy because she assumes Sandy's the most put together. But sometimes you need the chaotic one. And I mean that in a good way, you know, like the person that's just going to say, well, let's just go to Chili's and talk about it, or not. You know,
right? Or fuck it, let's go Kia Star. Like,
yeah.
Sometimes you
got a mask. Let's do it. What?
Where's the ski masks? No, no. I hope Whitney lets go of who she was, because, like you said, like either like if she is who she is, then I hope she embraces it. But I don't think that she is. And I think Hope showing us that she is not that person either. And honestly, like, again, we're not prude or slut shaming or anything, like, but that person that they were portraying, that they had been, it's not really healthy, like, to be that rigid. You have to learn flexibility. Life is a constant period of adjustment. Those who adjust succeed. That is like, I took a lot of things from high school band, not from high school in general, but my high school band teacher taught us a lot of things, and that was one of them. If you do not adjust, you will be left behind. So all the rigid values, and I believe this and nothing else outside of it can, be, or whatever, it's not healthy. And I'm glad that we're kind of getting those kind of portrayals in television, in movies, in films, stuff like that now, because before you'd see the protagonist and they'd have these beliefs, like, that's all the main characters are always so annoying because they believe in a thing, right? They believe in a thing, right? And they're going to believe in that thing to the very end. They're going to hold it and they're going to love it. And at the end, they'll triumph because they believed in that thing. And that's just not how life works. It's just not how it works. So I'm glad that we're getting these different and kind of new, fresh portrayals of flexible people and people who can adjust and change and go with the flow, because main character syndrome is...
We're kind of settling, right, in a good way, because it went from, like you said, from the extreme to like the Moeshas, who were this perfect virgin who made straight A's and was, the good person because of that. And then you grow up and watch it again, and you were like, oh my gosh, she was an awful friend. She was a pretty terrible daughter. She just made good grades and didn't have sex. Like, what else? She was bratty. She was annoying. She was judgmental. She just was like not the person you would honestly want to be.
I always go back to the car episode.
Oh my God. Let's not get on the Saturn, because girl. And then you got the overcorrection where it became this girl who had sex all the time. That's all she did. And she slept with every person she saw when she walked into Starbucks. And it's just like, hey, like is it really that too? Like, let's not, because you can do whatever you want with your body. But like, who outside of a person who has a serious clinical diagnosis, because this is a real thing, sex addiction, has sex with every person they see? Like, let's be realistic here. Okay. So then we kind of went like, okay, let's just make it like most people are. A girl that does both, like, she might just be like, no, dude, I don't want that. But hey, but he's cute. So, I mean, maybe. Or he's cute, but I just don't feel like it today. Like, that is where we're getting. And seeing the two extremes is good, because we've got the extreme in Whitney, we've got the less extreme in Renee, and then Sandy is kind of flowing between the two.
Yeah, I think Sandy could have a good whole face.
She could. And then Ella was on the back end of hers, it felt like. Like she was just kind of like, whatever, life is good. And then her man came back and it was like, oh, wait a minute. I love him. Let me do this. And then we got Sandy who was like, oh, hey, I love him, but maybe not as much as I thought. Maybe. Is that what we're doing with her? I don't know. We still, the jury's still out.
I don't know what we're going to do with Sandy. I don't know.
Well, I got 2 episodes left.
There's only 2 episodes left. I don't know what they're going to do.
Where are we going to do
with her? I hope they do
her?
something else with her outfit. I know that.
You didn't like the hat. I wish I could have found a hat because I was going to wear it for the episode.
I didn't dislike the hat. I didn't like how they had to sit on top of her head like that.
Yeah, just like just
flopped on top of her head. And then that ponytail that she had when they were in the club. That's exactly what it looked like. Oh my god. Bro.
Well, it was just sitting up there, yeah.
She looked like one of Fat Albert's friends. I'm not sorry.
Not sorry.
She looked like a Cosby kid.
I'm not sorry at all. Yeah. Well, we will see. But I guess now that Renee has made her revelation, what does she do with Daryl Preston?
Daryl Preston. What did she do with Daryl Preston? Okay, see, it complicates things that they're not divorced. Because
he knows that, right?
Yeah, I think Preston. He knows that they're just separated.
Okay.
It complicates things for me because I don't think Renee wants to get rid of Preston. I don't think just because she loves Jason that she wants to stop seeing Preston.
Does she really? Okay, think about it though. Just think back. Does she really like Preston? Does she like as a person? Does she really like Preston? I think she wants. I don't know if
she knows him enough.
I feel like she wants to like him, and that too. And I think she wants to be over Jason, but I'm not sure she really, really likes Preston the way he likes her. And that's fair. That's fair. You that's life. Like sometimes you just like a person more or faster and it just, it levels out or whatever else. That's why I always, when people say, marry somebody that loves you more than you love them, I'm like, I don't know what that means really. And I get what they're saying, but I don't know what it means. It really means be with somebody who I guess will do more for you than you will do for them, which is awful.
That can apply to everybody.
Awful.
It's always going to be unbalanced in every relationship. That's
period. Yeah. So I don't know what that means. I guess they mean as far as looks or whatever. I guess settle, which is again idiotic. Don't let anybody tell you to do that because you can find a person who you want. But that's beside the point. The point I'm trying to make is I think Preston is good for Renee, business and personal wise. I do think that he's into her, but I do really, really think she wants Jason. She's just mad at him. And she divorced him because he stole from her, because that's what I would have done. But I'm not sure she really wanted to. I think
to be without him.
She made a decision. It felt like an impulsive decision, although I do think it was the right decision.
So here's what I noticed in the episode. When they went into the first flashback, they were all talking, and Renee goes, I could see myself being Mrs. Prestify. And they started the flashback. But we didn't know it was a flashback. But with that line, it felt like we were going into a thought of her marrying Preston. And what really happened was we went back to that goddamn retail store where Jason was working. So that's what makes me feel like they are absolutely leaning Jason, because they set us up for the okie doke with that one. Because as soon as everything went cloudy, I was like, "Ooh, not her imagining this wedding," and then Jason.
Here's Jason.
Like, okay, so here's Jason. So I think that's what they're going. They got to go in that direction. They can't not, right? Like,
it could be that she did the same thing Whitney did. She had this idea of what it was supposed to be, what it was going to be like. And when Jason changed that, she thought, oh, well, no, this won't do. When in actuality, she could have just been like, well, this is going to be different. And again, I'm not blaming her. I'm still blaming him, because had he said, hey, this is what I want to do, they could have come up with a plan. He acted impulsively too. Like, I want everybody to know that I still 100% blame Jason. Although I like them together, this is his fault. Like, it's his fault. And if they do come back together, I hope it's because they actually realize that they really do love each other and they want to be together, versus I'm just not over you yet.
Right. Because they were the ones who were like, you know, Michelle and Barack, power couple type.
Right.
Aspirations. So I get it. And like, I understand, like, Renee meeting Preston, that doesn't fit that narrative for her because he's already made.
Mm-hmm.
And her and Jason,
will she always feel like not an equal partner because of that? Like, I hate to bring up this famous couple, and I'm going to, but like Gabby and Dwayne, right? They're 50-50 because he mentioned he made a comment about his house. This is my house. And because of that, she was like, oh, bet. Well, let's make sure you'll never say that to me again. I have views on how that could have been done a very different way. And
without me spending a dime.
But that's what I'm thinking. It's like, I feel that Gabrielle has this thought process of, and not just her, a lot of us, because we're taught to be able to stand on our own. Don't let a man tell you anything. Don't let him say that he made you. And all, you know, that's just how we are.
Right.
And I'm not mad at that at all. However, there's also a point where I am very comfortable with being at my house, chilling while you're working, if you want. And at any point, if you decide to say, this is my house, I will laugh and say, okay, try to take it. See what happens when it's time to figure out whose house it is. Like, let's see what happens. Let's see. Let's experiment and see. And that is something you shouldn't have to worry about. But human beings are who they are. And sometimes people do like to throw their little power around and flex. I thank God I've never done that to anybody. You shouldn't do that to people, right? You shouldn't. Right. But sometimes we do. Like, we as people say, well, the first thing people say, after all I've done for you, don't do that. Like, don't say that. Don't say that. Because did you really do it for me then? If you remember, all the stuff you've done for me wasn't for me. But with that said, I hope Renee, if she does decide to stay with Daryl Preston, I'm calling him Daryl Preston because Helen was determined to make his name Daryl. Daryl Preston, that she still understands 100% her worth, and that whatever she is building, whether he helped her to build it or not, she still has to maintain it. So she should still take comfort and be happy in that thing that is hers. But with Jason, instead of them being Barack and Michelle, they could be, Samantha and Smith Jerrod, or Jay-Z and Beyonce, or whoever else. They don't have to be that legal, representative corporate part of it. They could be something else, because he's a producer. Is it a producer or a manager?
He's a producer.
Whatever he is.
And
him in that. Yeah, but if he's doing that and she's doing brand management, brand marketing or whatever else, it works.
To me, it still works because
perfectly.
Because yes, he already has his millions, but you're on your way to. Yeah. I mean, you already are. So listen, anybody who can live in an apartment on their own in New York, you've made it. Okay, I live in Alabama. Your house costs in a year what mine is gonna cost in 30. Okay, so congratulations.
Y'all stay there. They stay there.
And congratulations to you, because so
and it gets cold.
You've already made it, sis. And it gets cold. I mean, and not just fake cold, like here, real cold for weeks and months. Nothing.
Like, that stove is gonna be functional.
Is she gonna use it?
She's gonna use it for function, not for fashion. She's gonna use it because she needs it. I see why she wanted it so bad. Like, I would be looking forward to.
It's gonna get cold.
But yeah, it's gonna be cold. So with that said, y'all, I am glad for Hope. I'm happy for Hope. I hope that was Whitney and Ola's come to Jesus because I think they should just stay broken up. I just do. I just do. Sometimes we've been together so long, it's just not enough.
Right. I thought the pastor's office was the closure we needed, but clearly not. So hopefully this was the closure that we deserve. Because
or maybe they were just showing us that they could be amicable, I guess. Who cares? Yeah. Who cares? So yeah, we'll see what happens with Renee and Jason. And that might just be a fleeting thing, like you said. It might be one of those things where, okay, I realize that I'm still in love with Jason, but that doesn't mean I'm going to be with Jason. So maybe she'll move on and be with Daryl Preston. And then Sandy, I don't know. I mean, because they had a quick little thing with her at school, but that felt like it was just there, so she'd be in the episode.
So
I don't know. Maybe I missed something, but it just...
No, because what did Baptiste came in to ask her to do something,
okay?
Or to tell her she wanted to... Oh, because she didn't go to the faculty thing.
And Baptiste was like, I really don't care.
Now, I guess the point that they were
she's
trying
faculty
to make
though, kind of.
That she shouldn't be shying away from opportunities and things happening because of Matthew. But I don't think she didn't go because of Matthew. Like that's kind of the reason she floated. But I think she just doesn't want to be in academia because she told her about a deadline for something that she needs to apply for if she wanted to do it. That's what it was. And she was like, I'll think about it. But she doesn't want to do academia, and she should just say that.
Say that, even to Baptiste, because Baptiste would help her, I think. She'd say, okay, well, what do you want to do? Very first thing she said was, what do you want to write about? What are your thoughts? We know what Matthew's doing. What do you want to do? So I feel like Baptiste would very much back her up and be like, okay, if you want to go podcast, then why are you in here? Let's go start a podcast. It's not hard.
Or stay here and start a podcast. Like,
she feels like she's got to do a thing instead of multiple things. Like people haven't been doing more than one thing since the beginning of things.
We contain multitudes.
They do stuff and things all the time. All the time. Yeah. But yeah. So we shall see what she decides in 2 episodes. Fingers crossed. We'll see. That's all I have. You got anything else?
That's all I got.
Thanks for listening and watching. These are our Twitter handles. Maybe they work. Maybe they don't.
But you can catch me on Spill at the same handle.
There you go. Branch out.
Branch out.
Come over whatever you can. Because
I also found out about Blue Sky yesterday, but I'm not on that. I didn't know that was a thing until yesterday.
Get it while it's hot. That's all we can tell you. You know. Use ours. Use your 600 tweets for us. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Read ours. We're the ones that are important. Yeah. But that's all we wanted. This is on YouTube. This is where you should watch. We appreciate you listening, watching, subscribing, commenting, liking, all of that good stuff. Please continue to do so. Share, if nothing else. I don't know where you'll share, but do it.
On Facebook.
Do it wherever you can share. We appreciate it. Word of mouth works all the time. But we'll be back here next week. And until then, much love and peace.